You can't be serious, man. You cannot be serious.
Dr. Ben is, he can't make it. He sent me a text saying, not this week, bro.
Right.
I presume that means brother, does it?
It would.
Is that,
yep, that's how they...
Is that modern speak
for Sydney.
as we've dragged ourselves into the 21st millennium or century?
Exactly.
Not this week, bro.
It must be a longer production meeting than
So
usual.
I sent back, just to show that I was chic, I said, no worries, bro. So he's...
You'll know exactly what you mean.
He's extremely busy. You went up and saw him, Ivan, didn't you?
I did, yep. Yeah. Very nondescript, very professional too.
Incidentally, Max, and you might notice Don hasn't interrupted. Don's gone upstairs. Don just wanders away. He's away with the pixies. He says,
Max can do the impression of Don.
No... so Max,
no.
Oh really?
Oh really?
So we'll do sport, Max. If there's any other sport I see they were mooting. It was mooted that Lance Franklin was going to leave the Swans and go and play for
Brisbane.
That's surely. Why would you do that?
Because there was a discrepancy in what he wanted his contract to be. So I think the Swans fell 50,000 short of what.
Why would a team take someone who's turning 36?
No, he's just trying to up his contract. He did that last time too.
Yeah. Oh, I see.
Yeah.
No, it'd be a very good get if Brisbane could get Franklin, because then they'd have three reasonable key forwards, and Franklin wouldn't take the best defender. I mean, say what you will about the man, he still kicks probably 30 to 40 goals.
What do you mean will about the man? I'm not saying anything about the man.
Other people call him
fantastic player. But
to be fair, he is a protected species when it comes to the match review panel. He never gets suspended for his actions, which is...
I'm just saying at 36, would it be a step in the right direction to have your club move to the next level? That's all I'm saying.
Well, Brisbane's already on the platform to win a grand final, so it wouldn't hinder them too much. But you're not relocating your whole life for an extra 50,000. You're just not.
I see.
So he's just doing it as a little ploy, which is what all the players do nowadays with the amount of money that comes into their contract. He's just trying to get a little bit more, and that's fair enough.
Yeah, put a line through that. Next topic.
Yes, you got any other sport, Max? Because this will be a very small segment.
I've got heaps of sport.
You got no sport. Go on then.
Well, I'll start with something from an ex-footballer. Are you still mates with Mr. Carey? Just out of coincidence?
Oh yeah, I'm mates with Mr. Carey. Yes.
Yeah. Okay.
What happened to him?
Mr. Carey had had a bit of a run-in on Saturday night.
You know this, do you?
I know this. Because I had a few friends at the establishment, which I won't name, and they told me their side of events, and also it's been reported in the papers. He came to...
So what's reported in the papers and what your friends told you, are they one and the same thing?
They are one and the same thing.
Embellished
they're quite,
for the story.
They're quite iffy with the physical aspect of it, but the short end of the story is that Anthony Stevens, who obviously he was involved with in the affair in 2002, where Carey... cheated on Stevens' ex-wife. I can't remember what her name is.
Max, please.
I'm getting to the point. Carey rocked up.
Max, Carey and Stevens' ex-wife, they had a liaison. I don't know that we'll say that we cheated.
It's an affair, isn't it?
Well, anyhow.
Yeah, it's an affair. On. That's an affair, it's all right.
Well, go on.
Well, Stevens, who is the president of the Ex-Players Association, put together the Saturday night get-together for the 1996 reunion.
Steady with this, Max. Go on.
Yes. You wank.
Go on.
Carey then said some things to Stevens. Mr. Carey, Wayne, wanker, said some things to Anthony. Anthony took offence to it. He said some things back. And then there was a row. This is reported. Mm-hmm. And then they had to be separated. And a lot of the ex-players for North Melbourne were shocked at Carey's actions. And then subsequently, Anthony Stevens didn't attend the Sunday morning, which was the tour of the Oval or the lap of honour at Marvel for before the North Melbourne game. He didn't attend, even though he put the whole thing together. And it just goes to show what an arsehole Wayne Carey is.
Stevens had organised everything.
Yeah, Stevens organised everything.
That's your opinion, Max.
I'm entitled to my opinion, and I would say a lot stronger language if I wasn't in the presence of my father, who would give me a belting.
I'll get Mr. Carey might come down and give you one. I might be just.
His hay's made of glass anyway.
I might be redundant.
Plastic and glass.
Shut up.
Easy.
Go on, Ivan. What were you going to say?
No, it was Stevens that organised the whole lot.
Organised all of it.
Why did he not turn up the next morning?
Because he took great offence at what Carey said, and I don't blame him.
That's a shame.
It's a massive shame that Carey just carried on the way he does, and I'm so glad he's off Friday nights, and I hope he's off the television next year. I can't believe that man's still in any form of capacity with football.
Well, thank you, Max, for that.
You're welcome. I've got plenty more sport as well. I just wanted to get that off my chest. Well, Daniel Ricciardo apparently is not, or Ricciardo is not.
Well done, Max. Could I just say, we broke
Stay in your
this-
lane, Max.
Well done. Oh my God, I got a well done.
We broke this story 6 weeks ago because Ivan. No, all right, tamp that down, Ivan. Ivan had some inside information which he had some information. Ivan said to me, "I don't think Daniel Ricciardo will get signed again next year." And I said, "How did you know that, Ivan?" He said, "No, it's just a feeling
Just
I
a
have,
feeling, just a vibe."
And we went with that, and lo and behold, we're ahead of the curve. We broke the news that.
So he has been sacked. Next year, it'll either be McLaren will either pay him out to sit on the sidelines for $19 million, or there may be a seat that comes up. So the only seats that are left are with Alfa Romeo and Alpine. So Alpine are the old.
Yep.
The old
You're
Alpine.
very well informed, Ivan. I was just giving you the benefit of the doubt by not naming sources. You've just gone right on with it. You've obviously got
what else do you
inside
want?
information.
No, I don't.
Oh,
No,
well, how
not
would
at
you
all.
know all that? Because that hasn't been reported.
Yes, it has.
No, what, that he's going to be paid out and he's
Yeah,
going
that's a
on to...
possibility. It could be paid out. There's only one of two options. But Yes,
Yeah,
so
possibility.
you're the one who's not informed.
I'm not informed. It's no
So
good
he
having
could
a
be-
dog and barking yourself, Max. I get you to come in and do the sport. I know. And incidentally, if you're wondering where
No,
Don
just
is,
a minute.
Don doesn't
you're still
realise.
upstairs.
Don doesn't realise we're on air.
That's okay. We don't get interrupted.
This man is a human
Here he
medical
comes. You can
marvel.
hear the
He's the
footsteps.
only man operating without a working
These
brain.
boots are made for walking, and that's just what they'll do. The boots are walking. Here he comes.
Yep.
Fair income. What else has got? Two Josh Kennedys retired from the AFL this week.
Oh.
Josh P. Kennedy and Josh K. Kennedy.
Josh P and Josh K.
Yep.
Well, welcome back, Don. Righto. Go ahead, Max.
They both retired from Sydney and West Coast respectively.
We do a podcast.
8 minutes we've been doing it.
Well, thank you very much for letting me know.
Well, mate.
I was having an intelligent conversation upstairs.
Don,
That's bullshit.
Don.
Call that out straight away.
Don't swear,
Don,
Jack.
we come in here and we start,
Jack,
and
Max.
Yeah, get it
at
right.
8 o'clock you rang me up and you said, "Where are you?" And I said, "Well, I'm a minute away." And you said, "Come on, let's get going." So I come in here, I'm disorganised, I rush into doing this. We do the first segment and I thought, oh, Don's on a roll. So we start the second segment and nowhere. 8 minutes you've been gone. So we've covered a whole...
Max got
Dockie's
shorts
pay.
on for you. What are you, a clone for your father?
No, I was at the gym this
Don,
morning, and
no one can see Max has got shorts on, mate. This is not a visual medium. We're doing
Why
audio.
don't you get a camera?
Why
and
don't
bring
you
it up
do
to
it?
date? Everyone else has got a camera doing podcasts,
Don,
and we're left behind.
Don, could I ask you, mate? Why don't you get off
with
your
it?
ass and
What?
why don't you get off your ass and work out how
I've given up working with you.
You've
You're
given
a
up,
control
period.
freak, as I've said a million times.
you bring nothing. You keep
I forgot
saying.
my notes this week.
I know you did. You've, mate.
Have we talked about Rex and the GPS under sport?
yeah, you brought that up last topic.
Under general.
You brought it up.
See, my mind's going. I'll cross that one
And you're
out.
eating again,
Yeah, I'm having a Snickers.
Don. People, you don't, because you're not on social platforms and you don't take any interest in
No, I'm
this.
not
except-
interested.
That's right. I have to go through all the criticisms of say, why do you let Don
You on
eat?
Facebook?
What?
Facebook?
What? Yeah. Why do you
What's
let Don?
TikTok?
Completely different to Facebook, Don.
You're just going to keep. You're just going to keep asking questions. When I open my mouth to ask one, you move on to the next question. I'll write them all down and I'll get
Instagram?
back to you in order. What?
He's on-
Instagram?
You know he's on Instagram. He does the videos for the
I don't
podcast.
know he's on Instagram.
Well, where do you think the video that you do at the end of the show goes?
He's got a problem being relevant. He could just watch himself when we do those videos. Watch it, plays it back himself, and looks how good he is.
That's fair enough. That's a very good point, Don. He doesn't. Anyway, talk about Rex Hunt again. His comments a couple of weeks ago, before when he was in, about Daisy Pearce and her commentating, I think Kelly Underwood didn't get the message. She has been. I think she's been put under some pressure or something. Her broadcast in the past 3 weeks has been seriously average, and she's usually quite a good commentator. But on the weekend, it was
Who did
GWS
she broadcast for?
Fox.
Don't start talking down Kelly Underwood
I'm
now,
not.
because we'll have Alice in Wonderland who said that we were stale, male, pale, heterosexual males or something, which is exactly what we are. I don't know why that was a term of. I don't know why that was.
If I can finish my statement before I get off topic. It was GWS versus Essendon. She tripped up in the words and she said 7 goals straight for the Orange team. I thought she's for the Orange team. It's Greater Western Sydney. It's GWS. It's the Giants. What, the Orange team?
But it might have been just a throwaway line, an aside.
I would have called them the Orange team.
She's just I feel like she's been under a bit of pressure the past 3 weeks.
Critic.
Absolutely, I can't do it. She's very good, but I feel like she's been under pressure the past 3 weeks, and I don't know
you
why.
got a bit of slack when you mentioned about Daisy Pearce. I got belted by Alice in Wonderland, but I said I've never watched Daisy Pearce commentate. I just said, what?
I think the game's over-commentated. I turn it down.
You don't even watch it.
I see who's doing it, I just turn it off.
Do you even watch it?
Wait for the game
The Welcome
to
to
start.
Country.
What Welcome to Country?
They don't do Welcome to the Country before games.
Not before the game.
Not yet.
Yeah.
No, that's
right.
Oh,
sorry. They do the Welcome to Country before the broadcast.
What? When?
On Fox they do. Yeah.
What?
Before the broadcast starts, they do the Welcome to Country.
Which country? Our country.
Yeah. Oh, England, mate. What do you reckon?
I tell you what.
For
Go
God's
on, any more
sake,
sport?
man.
More sport, man.
More sport. Don's already brought up the Commonwealth Games.
Eh?
I said Don's already brought up the Commonwealth Games.
What did you think of the Commonwealth Games?
And you've done that.
Shut up, John. Max?
I enjoyed it.
Did you?
Didn't watch a hell of a lot of it, unfortunately,
Why?
because the time difference of it over in England, it's on an morning/afternoon, and I'm obviously
Watch
at work.
it at night when you get...
Watch the replay.
This is sport, Don. I want your opinion on this. Everyone. I see the PGA or the Australian Golf Union or whoever runs golf now have decided to scrap ladies' tees.
Yes.
Oh, you're onto that, are you?
I saw a little bit, yeah.
They've decided to scrap ladies' tees.
Why?
Is that the starting point?
Well, I'd say it's so the ladies have got to hit off with the men.
Well, no, they don't. But usually they have generic tees, they're black tees, and now the black tees are called the back tees. We just don't have colour black now. So the black tees used to be the tiger tees. Then you'd have the normal tees, the blue ones for the members, and then up the front they'd have ladies' tees, which were designated by red markers. Now they've scrapped ladies' tees, and they say you can hit off on any tee that you like. Now, strangely enough, Don, I'm in agreeance, if that is a word. Is agreeance a word? I'm in agreement with that. I don't know why you have to...
Is it not
I don't know why you have to identify the front tees as the ladies' tees. Most of the ladies I know who play golf can hit the ball far further than most of the men they play with.
How does Tiffany Cherry go?
What's that, Don?
Tiffany Cherry, golf. How does she hit the ball?
Moving on to another subject.
No, golf. She's the golf.
Well, how does she go? She
you've
goes
played
well.
golf with her.
Yeah, I have. She's a very good golfer.
So does she hit off the ladies' tees or back with you?
Well, if the women are playing in a competition, they hit off what's known as the ladies' tees, and now they're saying you can hit off any tees that you wish. Because if you have pensioners and old people, whether they're men or women, and they can't make the fairway off the back tees, they allow them to hit them off the front tees. But they've stopped calling them ladies' tees because it's demeaning to ladies to say, oh, the front tees are for the women and the back tees are for the big, strong men. And I agree with that.
No,
you should not call them ladies' tees.
Off your handicap?
No. It's just done off because they think women don't hit the ball as far and they're more frail and are not as strong. And
I played with a Pennant, the lady who played Pennant, she could hit the ball a lot.
Did you just hear what I said, Don? I said most of the women golfers, the pros, hit the ball far further than most of the bloody men that they play with, not the pros. They're fantastic, the women. They hit the ball further than you would go on your holidays.
The women hacks that play, the giggle.
What, Don?
What? The giggle round.
What, Don?
The girls, the ladies that play,
the giggle
at the
round?
club. Yeah, the
What's the giggle round?
What's he on about?
What are you
the ladies that do it
about?
for therapy and whatever else go out Wednesday afternoon.
What?
Club members.
Play social golf?
Yeah.
Like I do. I play social golf twice a week.
You're not a lady.
What?
What are you talking about?
I'm talking about the tees for those ladies. They wouldn't get down the fairway.
So then they decide that they'll play off the front tees. They're just not calling them the ladies' tees, Don. This is the point. They're taking the gender out of the tee naming markers. They're calling them front tees, middle tees, back tees instead of ladies' tees and men's tees. And I agree with that.
So are they making it more equal across both platforms?
They are.
Yeah.
So if you have a couple of 4 women who are good golfers, they might say, let's play off the back tees, see how we go.
This is the only sport that you know anything about, isn't it? Golf. You're not much good at anything else, or informed about anything else.
He might be if I bring up this next thing.
Okay,
it was a topic. It was a topic.
Okay.
Shut up, Johnny.
Going off on this concept, and I'll lead on afterwards about someone who's planning retirement. Tennis. Should women play 5 sets?
No, they only play 3, mate.
That's what I said. I said should
they, Don?
Should they play?
Only if the prize money is equal.
That's fair enough. I think they should do it regardless. When both parties should play 3 sets when it's not a massive competition like the Miami Open. That's 3 sets. That's fair enough. But if you go to Wimbledon or the Australian Open, why not play 5 sets? I feel like it's just a lot more evenly spread in terms of what you get your dollars worth for in terms of a game. They've got the stamina to do it. They train just as hard as the men for their bodies. I reckon they could play 5 sets, probably not easily at the start, but they could, and I think it would be fantastic.
Good. Well done, Max. Now we're just interspersing.
Why was it well done, Johnny?
Because I'm moving on to just another thing that's not necessarily sport. I found this interesting, Don. You know when politicians and people say, oh, we're going to spend $1 billion on bike lanes, or we're going to spend $1 billion, or someone signed up a golfer for $1 billion, or he's made $1 billion. The word billion is just thrown away with reckless abandon because people forget what $1 billion is. So here's 2-3 things I've found interesting. Don, you got the concentration of a whipfly. A man stood up over in the corner of the room and your head spun round as though it was on.
Well, it was a big man and he was imposing, and I thought I'd just protect myself if he comes any closer.
Oh no, Don's gone.
That's the big man's phone ringing.
Don.
Could you believe this?
You'd have to question the big man, wouldn't you?
Yeah, so and they say, yes, we're going to allocate $1 billion to this. So I thought this was interesting. Do you know 1 billion seconds ago, seconds as in time, it was 1959. Figure that, Don. 1 billion seconds ago, it was the year 1959. Puts in relevance, doesn't it, what 1 billion is? 1 billion minutes ago, Jesus walked on the earth. 1 billion seconds ago.
Minutes.
No,
minutes.
Minutes.
Yep, 1 billion, yes, 1 billion.
What about years?
1 billion days ago, no thing on this planet walked on 2 legs. 1 billion days ago. That's like, doesn't that put into relevance what 1 billion is?
Yeah, it's staggering, isn't it?
So getting onto the, so then we get on to, Don, we get on to...
1 billion what?
No, just looking through.
Did you know that we are trying to, in Australia, this new government is trying to phase out fossil fuel power stations. We've got 6 and they're trying to phase them out. Did you know that?
Mm.
You did. Mm. So what do you think we're going to power the country with?
That's
if we
right.
phase...
So we've already addressed this issue before.
Right. So in order for us to massage ourselves and show how woke we are with emissions and carbon emissions into the atmosphere, this is what's going on the rest of the planet.
Is this sport?
I
No.
just said we're moving. We're intersecting sport. Have you got any more sport, Don?
Max has.
No. Have you got any more sport?
I do, but
Have you
just,
bought any topics?
I'd rather
sport,
discuss
nothing.
sport with Max than your bloody subjects. Bring them up when we do the interview.
you've been usurped.
Bring me up when you do the interview.
Yeah,
What,
bring your
about
topics up.
fossil
I'm more
fuel power
interested in Max's
stations
topics
with the
on
person we're going to
sport.
interview.
I want to discuss
what would that
sport
have
with
to
Max.
do with the person we're going to interview? Fossil fuel power stations. The European Union have 468 fossil fuel, that's coal power stations, and they're trying to increase it to 495. Turkey has 56, they're trying to get it to 130. China has 2,383 fossil-fueled, coal-fired power stations, and they're trying to get it to 3,500, and we're trying to get rid of our power stations.
But they haven't got a Greens Parliament over there.
They haven't got anything, mate, because they're just worrying about themselves, like we're trying to save the planet here by driving electric cars. Have you ever worked out what a hoax buying an electric car is, and how much it costs to get?
How do you fuel them?
And how do you power them?
Exactly.
And where does the power come
That's
from?
right.
Fossil fuel power stations. It is an absolute nonsense.
Back to sport, Max.
Serena Williams has hinted, not officially, but that probably the US Open will be her last major tournament, and then she's moving on. She's quoted evolving. She's evolving away from the sport. She falls
So
one short.
She hasn't surpassed Margaret Court, in other words.
You beat me
with
by
regard-
2 seconds. So
What?
you beat me by 2 seconds. She sits on 23, and Margaret Court sits on 24, so she's most probably not going to get there.
Yeah. Well, it's a pity she just couldn't get one more.
Just to draw even?
Yes,
I still think
so.
she might. I think when she hits, she might take a little bit off in terms of workload and hit the US Open and give it one last fair crack.
Didn't Mark Taylor
Ex-cricketer.
restrict himself in a batting image where he could have surpassed Sir Donald Bradman?
He did. How do you not remember stuff? But you remember that. That's incredible.
You're
he
the
did.
Rain
'Cause
Man.
It was the
you are the rain. You're autistic, Don. You remember the most ridiculous things, and you can't remember to bring your notes. And you sit there like a dummy, looking at a blank piece of paper with a pen because you can hardly write because you're illiterate. And you sit there, and suddenly you can remember this crap from all back in when you were a child.
I don't think he would have been a child. Then he would have been anyway. Yes, you're correct, Don. In a different area of sport,
Boys,
yes,
we're just
you're correct.
digressing from sport because we've got to wind this up for a minute.
I beg
Oh,
your pardon.
we're only 22
We're
minutes.
wind this up because we've got an interview.
Not at
Don,
all.
Don,
I'd rather get on to the interview than talk with you.
I just mentioned about something that wasn't to do with sport, and you said, "Oh, we're getting off sport, are we?"
Can I just give a shout out? There's a documentary it was sent to me by Dr. Peterson. Remember Robbie Peterson we had from played North Melbourne? Johnny?
Yes, Don.
You don't?
Yes, it's a rhetorical question. I do.
Well, why don't you acknowledge me?
Well,
he sent me a link.
You said, "Do you remember the thing?" And then you were as if to say it was just to let people know that he was on. I didn't think I had to answer
Socially
that.
inept, Johnny. He sent me, and I started to look at it. Very interesting. I think it's called Uninformed Consent. It's about COVID. It's a documentary done by the Canadians. And I just got into the first yes, have you seen it?
No.
I've got into the first 5 minutes of it, and I think I'd recommend this. Find it. It's called Uninformed
You've seen
Consent.
5 minutes, but we're recommending
yes,
it.
and the opening was very, very good. So
being told
I
to
hope
take
the
a drug that hasn't been tested, but
all of that I should imagine. So it's a 2-hour.
No one knows the side
effects.
effects.
It's a 2-hour documentary.
we might ask our guest what her opinion on this is. It's a woman too.
What? Our guest?
Yeah.
How do you know?
I'm just
She's
looking
over
at
there.
her, and I'm just taking a stab.
No, you don't know.
I'm
What
taking
about
a
that lady
stab
gets
that it's a woman.
What about that man that
Hands.
dresses
I
up?
reckon she's got two
Not
X.
hands, that other one.
She's got two
on the
X
ABC.
chromosomes.
What?
She's got two X chromosomes. I'm tipping.
Courtney.
That makes
Courtney,
her a female.
what's her name? Courtney who?
Don't spoil it.
Courtney Act. She gets dressed up. She looks all right, doesn't she? Would you switch there?
Oh, probably not. I'd stick with Ben.
Before we forget about this topic as well, I'm going to just mention it because you're going to shut this off way too quick. But have we spoken about the unfortunate passing of Dame Olivia Newton-John?
Yes, we
She's
did.
not
you
a
did?
dame.
Yeah, she's Dame.
She's a dame.
She's Dame.
Yeah.
Dame.
Yep. I saw that
Dame
on the
Olivia Newton-John.
Yeah.
I didn't know that.
I didn't know that either until last night.
How do you become a dame? You
The
just
Queen.
knighted?
You get a knight. It's Sir. It's
you get
Sir or
nominated.
Dame
You could
for
be a
man or
Sir.
woman.
Well, I thought I knew.
If you could foster enough support, you could be Sir John Newman.
Sir John of Newman.
Dame.
The cocksmack.
Well, good on him. I didn't know that.
Yeah.
Isn't that? Now, Max, you weren't here, but I just said I'm not jumping on the bandwagon, but I sang a song with Dame Olivia Newton-John in 2005 on the Footy Show.
Wow, she
And
really
I'm
did a
gonna
lot for charity.
Put it on the social media. A Ridge Smart as Sam. It's on Instagram. I'm going to do it after this.
What is it? What platform again?
A Ridge Smart
Ridge,
as Sam.
okay.
Can't be original because someone pinched that.
Oh,
Because,
did they?
Yeah, because they try and usurp you. If they think, oh, you're going to take that name, they do it and want you to buy it from them, and you tell them to get. So Don.
This is audio, not visual.
So you
Now-
did talk about that. I just missed that at the start.
No, we did talk about it, but
Okay.
well done.
Sorry.
in the production meeting.
Just
Now, I only bring this last topic up, to my last topic, and you got none, Don, so this will probably be the last topic for the day. How would this make the news? Did you hear that a Buddhist chant, classroom in regional Victoria, was infestated with ants in the classroom? Did you know that? There was an ant plague. Yeah. And they played someone played a Buddhist chant. You know what a Buddhist chant is? It goes, hum, oh, that sounds like a didgeridoo, but it's just hum. And they played that on a phone, and the ants disappeared. And they said, it's extraordinary, it's a miracle. Buddha?
Buddha, yeah.
Is he God?
She.
What? She? Is
No,
Buddha a woman?
it's a he.
It's a he, yeah.
You could tell by the way he's built, he's a he.
And his stomach.
Well,
What?
there's some-
And his stomach.
There's some
He's a bit overweight, Buddha.
Some big women that are built like Buddhas.
They are nowadays.
Yeah, big Buddhas. Anyhow, why did I get onto that?
The
so
ants.
they said someone played a chant on the thing, and the ants disappeared. How would that make the news? How would that be a news
Well, a lot of
item?
your topics make the news, and I don't know how they do.
that's a very good point, Don. Well done.
What did he say? What did he say, Max?
He said a lot of
Because
your
I
topics
can't
make the
even
news.
Take your hand away from your mouth. What did you
He
say?
said a lot of your topics make the news. Why does it?
Well, exactly. Why do some of our topics make the news? That's because people fill their columns up with our stuff that we have on this podcast because they can't be bothered getting stuff of their own. Will I mention names?
Go on.
No, I won't mention names.
Mention your A-list.
Yeah,
list
the
of-
A-listers.
mention your A-list of people that
So,
screw
all
you.
So
right.
you brought up a good point before about that $1 billion or something. You know how
Yeah.
you know what the government's. I'm working on something. I've just got to get permission to let it go.
Oh, have you done? Who from?
Breaking.
Oh, a source.
What?
A source.
Oh, good on you. Yeah,
Because
well, don't
government's
rush
promise,
into it. Could be
it
a
hasn't
topic.
borne fruit yet, but government's promise certainly, you know, that I will give $1 billion to this or 100 million or 2 million to this. But from my knowledge, that's then got to be approved within the budget. And it satisfies everybody when they come out with the announcement, but then it's got to be approved through the budget and whatever else. So it might never bear fruit, the money they promise. I wonder how many things the government do like that just to shut people
Pork
up.
barrelling. It's
Hundreds.
called.
Is that pork barrel?
Yes, it's called pork barrelling. You
you
promise
don't
something to
receive
get
it.
elected and then you don't go on with it.
Is that right? Yep. Is that pork barrel?
Oh, well, I think that's pork
Where
barrel.
did
Or
that
it
term
stalls,
come
or
from?
they
Pork
put in an
barrel.
application for it and it just
Pork
never goes
barrelling.
anywhere.
Yeah, it's
Because
called
they're all got
pork.
their snouts in the trough.
That's
don't they?
politics.
Yeah.
That's politics, Don. I
That's
don't know
right.
anything about politics, and I know that.
Do you know what William Allen White said about people someone he didn't like? Or groups of people?
What's that got to do with pork barreling?
Well, it's because I'm about to say it's a quote about pigs. With pig's eyes that never look up, a pig's snout that knows only muck, a pig's brain that only knows the sty, and a pig's squeal that only cries when it's hurt, he sometimes opens his pig's mouth, turked and ugly, and lets out the voice of God railing at the whitewash that covers the manure about his habitat. Imagine saying that about someone. That means
Don't
you shit in your own nest
Don't encourage
because you're a dickhead. That's what that means.
Don't encourage that.
Now, that's William. I said William Allen White. I think it might be William Macaulay. I'm not sure. One of the two. Now, Don, we're going to wind this up. I did mention
Do you
at
think
the.
you could have been an A-lister if you had a partner?
I was an A-lister.
Were
Phoebe
you?
said I was an A-lister
Who
at
did?
one stage. Phoebe.
You were an A-lister.
Don't say who's Phoebe. Fiona Burns said I was an A-lister at one stage, but I've now dropped.
Well, can you find a very influential partner? So
What letter are you?
Just
Yeah.
recognised. Who do you think you'd go for?
That's not a bad...
What about you? Because you got one part covered, because you're a notable.
Yeah, who can I... A
Well,
man,
can
man
we
or a
sit-
woman?
Billy Brownless.
No. This is no.
What
Well,
about if I-
what would you prefer, man or woman? Oh no.
Well, if it gets me into the A-list, I'll have
Well,
any
what do you
port in
think?
a storm. Man, woman or
Man,
beast.
woman
what
or
about
beast.
a man?
Ah.
Well, hey, what about if I get onto a friendly llama or yak and take it to the Logies or something, and I walk in there
Roland?
with, I could call it my comfort animal, and I could walk in there with
Well,
a
what about
bloody
a fi-
Shetland pony, and they say, "Who's that?" I say, "That's my partner."
What
I
about
can-
the agent? Can we put the agent up?
Who?
The agent.
What? No, we can't put the
Okay,
fucking
we're going
agent
to miss
up.
there. We've
No,
just
the
got to
agent
find someone.
sent her regards to you, the agent. Now, Don, that's it.
Well, there's got to be somebody out
And
there
I
for you.
said at the start of this podcast, because we've about to speak to someone far more important than all of us. I did say there's an amazing amount of an eclectic range of people who listen to this podcast. When I was in Adelaide, thank you, Max. When I was in Adelaide, I had that many people come up and say they loved the podcast. And when I spoke down in Lara, in 2 days in succession. Lara, do you know where Lara
What do
is?
you mean 2 days? You went back for a second.
That's correct. And
2 days at Lara.
That's correct.
Yeah, 1, 2.
Yes, 1, 2, Don.
Why would they invite you back?
Because they got sold out, and then they had sold some more tickets. And
Really?
this
It's
is
Called
when I
being
was,
popular, Don.
this is when I
You
was
are
driving.
big. You are big. You're still relevant.
And this is not an A-lister yet. And this is
Oh,
what
I
we're
know,
talking
we've
about.
gotta work
And when
on
I
that.
was driving back up the freeway, the truck, the B double sideswiped me.
Hey, listen.
Lucky
do
to be here.
This is an old question. I know it might be a stupid.
And the
Do
people
they
in
still
Lara,
yeah, go on.
that many people, I don't know if you know how big Lara is. It's, could fit them in the back of your car. Lara, that many people came
So
up and
what-
said they liked the podcast. Don.
Give them a
Guess how
shout
many
out.
come from the
Downloads
grammar?
we've had.
What?
Have a guess. Do we want to have a guess how many downloads we've had?
How many have we had?
7.
7? No, it starts with an 8. 8 million, 8.25 million.
8 million downloads, Don, for you sitting here with no topics, looking like a dill, not speaking any sense at all for 2 hours and just paying lip service to this. I do the whole lot. I get Ivan in, I get Max in, we got Phoebe, we got guests. You do fuck all.
I know.
Excuse me, I didn't mean to swear.
Oh, well,
in
if
front
the
of our
formula
guests.
works.
And we got 8 million downloads. Imagine if you put your mind to something.
Just
Imagine
coincidentally,
if you did
that number
something.
skyrocketed when Mick left.
Right.
Skyrocketed.
That's right. We've gone to another level since the rocket and Mick left.
This might be it is a stupid question.
Well, if anyone can ask a stupid question, Don,
But
you're
when I
better
was
than
young,
everyone.
I went on an
Max. Well done.
exchange trip over to Adelaide.
Hurry up.
They turned the lights off at 11 o'clock or 11:30.
Did they roll the footpaths up?
No, I'm serious, you idiot. They wouldn't still be doing that, surely. That's that's over 50 years ago.
Turning the lights
So
off?
they turned the lights off.
Traffic lights?
Went out on a Saturday night to, I think it was called Princeton. It was in it was a town hall dance
You went
in
to it.
Adelaide.
Jesus, Don.
And
You
they
went to
turned
it.
the lights off, I think it was 11:30 at night on the way home.
That's why there's so many accidents in the streets. They turn the traffic lights off at midnight.
Where?
Oh, Don.
I'll let you know
Lord,
that. I'll
in
let
your
you know.
brain. Right, now that's it. We're coming back with a very, very prestigious guest, Don. And I'm just going to preempt
She
this.
better, is she or he?
Get your
Or-
hand away
Just
from your
gonna-
mouth.
Yeah, get your hand away from your mouth, you drunk.
Shut up, Max.
I'm going to preempt this by saying we've had Professor Paul Taylor on.
Who?
Doesn't just Professor Paul. And we've had several people. We had the Dr. Kell, the Dr. DeKell on,
Sir Echo.
and we've had
Oh, and Johnny, do you want this
great
for the last little
reaction
bit?
to topics we do about health and diet and fitness and wellness. And people who listen to this are obviously searching for a new
elixir
level
of life?
Yes, a new level of life.
What about
or-
the marijuana? Do you think they'll get onto that, the marijuana oil? That's
Just
a
mention it
we
again,
should
Don,
ask
just in
our
case
guest
they don't.
about that, do you
What's that, Don?
think? The marijuana oil.
Yes, we might ask.
Ask our guest.
We might.
Do you think
Why don't we do this, Don?
She puts it in the food.
Incidentally, Don, I hesitate to ask this question. Have you got any questions for our guest?
My word, I have.
Have you?
My word, I have.
Right. Well, this is another person who's come on and is an expert in the field of wellness and health and diet and that, and we're going to close this off now, and we're going to come back and we're going to go with our very special guest.